Hey, guys, welcome back. Another great episode. Today, a real estate investing power couple zooming in from New Jersey. We've got Scott and Tabatha Forge, and these guys are doing a combination of things. I really like what they're doing because they're taking the best of the flipping world. They're getting involved in multifamily projects, and they also run their own real estate investment club. So, Tabatha, Scott, welcome to the show. Great to see you.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for having us.
Yep, absolutely. Pleasure.
So let's get started, you guys. I'm not sure who's going to answer what, so I'll let you guys jostle for that. But every once in a while, I might ask a specific question to one person.
Sure.
Tell me a little bit right now as we're recording this, it's getting towards the end of 2024. What do those three different real estate focuses look like for you? So the flipping, the multifamily, and the real estate club. And maybe you want to take turns or pick and choose those.
All right. Well, with the real estate group, we're finishing up the meetings for the year, and we do them in person at the last Wednesday of every month, except for December, because that's in between the holidays there. And we also do a bi-monthly networking event. The bi-monthly networking event is free, and the education meeting, is a paid event where we have a speaker with a different topic. Sometimes it's us speaking, sometimes we bring people from the outside in, mostly geared around real estate. Sometimes we bring in topics that are geared around information that we feel people should have or need to have. And it's quite critical for them to understand what they're getting.
What's the name of your club? What's the name of the club?
It's abbreviated as CNJREIG. And it's known as Central NJ Real Estate Investment Group. So the NJ short for New Jersey.
Okay. Very cool. Have you been running that for a while?
Yeah, we started it in like 2016.
Wow.
So we've been here for a long time.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm tipping my hat to you because that's a big job, starting and running and maintaining a real estate club like that. So that's fantastic. And you said you meet monthly, but then bi-monthly you've got networking events.
Yeah.
My pea brain, I get confused. Does bi-monthly mean twice a month or every 2 months?
Every other month.
Every other month. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Very, very good. Cool. All right. So that's the real estate club side of things. What about the flipping business? Who wants to tell me a little bit about that?
The flipping. So guess I ended up being a contractor and general contractor consultant. I got thrown into the mix. I learned how to do everything on a building. And what we're doing right now is actually adding a level to a little, oh my gosh, what do they call it? Bungalows. And here in Jersey, we cater to the veterans. Any houses that we finish, we offer it to the veterans first because a lot of people won't take their VA loans. But we couldn't do what we do if it wasn't for them. So they get first dibs, and then after that, we'll put it up to the open market.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I saw that in the information. That really piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that. Why did you guys decide to really laser focus in on providing this for veterans?
Well, we have a partner in our real estate group. His name is Andre Logan. He's a 17-year veteran. And he explained to us the difficulties they have obtaining properties because investors like ourselves tend to go after cash purchases and people who put money down. And a lot of times veterans don't have to put money down. They've earned that right and privilege.
Yeah,
so
we didn't do that the first two before this even happened.
Right. Before that happened, we just sold it to a veteran because we're like, oh, we like veterans. But once we decided with Andre, we just said, hey, we're going to focus on that because they need housing. Like Tabatha said, if it wasn't what they do, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
Yeah.
So they provided a service to us to protect us and keep us safe. So we need to help them get what they need for themselves and their families. So
remind us, what's the difference between a vet buying a property and who most flippers are flipping their properties to?
Veterans, I think it's like 3% down at
Max.
if that, but majority of the time they're already given their down payment from the service that they've provided. And
so what is that a VA loan? Is that a
yes, they're VA loans, but they also a lot of people don't want to do them because their insurance company comes out. But if you do a house the right way,
Right.
Mhm.
there's no problem. Like the last one that we did, they couldn't find anything wrong. So they literally says, well, you have to paint the foundation. It's peeling. I'm like,
We didn't get there yet.
really?
Okay, so most investors are saying, you know what, dealing with the VA is a pain in the butt.
Mhm.
They're nitpicky. It slows the whole process down. So forget about
Yes.
that. We'd rather just sell it to a mom and pop home buyer.
Yeah.
You guys have
Yeah.
decided that you'd like to really focus on veterans. Now, when you say veterans, do they have they left the service, or are they typically actively still in service?
Either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
doesn't
We'll do
matter.
either way.
But most of them are new family. They just came out and have new family, and it's I'm sorry, but the feeling when the wife comes in and she's like running her hand across the brand new countertop, and she's like, "This is mine."
Nice.
Makes me cry every time.
Nice.
It's,
Well, that's beautiful, you guys. Thanks for sharing that. So you found that, maybe it just delays things a week or two compared to doing something
Well,
not even that
actually-
much.
Actually, I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, because we, working with Andre, he has a list of buyers and they come in before we're done and they get us started ahead of time so that
There you
basically
go.
when we're done, they're done with purchasing. They can purchase the property at that point. The last one we did, we didn't even get final inspections done and we closed on the sale.
Oh,
So
perfect.
really
Well,
good. They need to move in, so they got in
I
there.
love the fact that you guys have kind of niched down to that, and that's your end market. Now, has that generated any unanticipated benefits? Like, is that part of your communication with potential sellers as well?
We do mention it to people.
Yeah.
As part of what we're doing, like wholesalers just cold call people and talk to them about it. But as we do, we tell them, hey, listen, if you're interested in selling, we're looking to buy for a veteran and we renovate the homes and sell to veterans. Because it's what we're doing. The other, here I have other types of properties, but it's not geared around veterans. So when we're doing a flip, it's geared towards veterans.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, that is so interesting. So your flipping business, you guys, how active are you in that? How long have you been doing flips for, and more or less how many of you do on a regular basis?
Well, we're different than most flippers, but we started about 16 years ago.
Wow.
We purchased our first flip in 2008 and sold it to a single mom that was raising her own son, and
Had
she
two foster.
adopted 2 foster kids. So that was pretty cool. We were like, wow, didn't know what we were doing. We just did it. And, so then we just said, okay, let's get into flipping. But then we started getting into obscure types of properties. So it was like, it wasn't a simple, get that house and flip it. It was like, oh, look at that. We have to knock it down. So we knocked it down, built a modular. Oh, look at that. That's a fire damaged home. So we got to expand it because we got to take the roof off.
Burnouts.
That's a burnout. So that's another niche we kind of got into, is these fire damaged properties we keep acquiring, and it's a lot of people shy away from those because they're fire damage, and it's like structural integrity, and it's like, that's fine. You're gutting it anyway. So just, fix it.
Yeah. Very cool. So,
Right.
so what kind of volume do you guys do per year, give or take? How many flips do you do on average?
It depends
It
on the
depends.
project that year. So we kind of end up in larger projects. Like we ended up in it was boarded up from the state. It was an 8-unit apartment building. The burnout was it ended up being 4,800 square foot
From 3,400.
from 34. So
If we do regular flips, we'll do 3 to 5,
yeah,
something like that.
joint ventures with homeowners that got divorce problems. So it depends on the things that are going on.
Okay, very cool. So what about the multifamily side of your business? Tell us a little bit about that, because it sounds like you do that kind of uniquely as well.
Yeah, so we got into that, and the first one was 2014. It was an abandoned property. It was supposed to be boarded up. It wasn't abandoned, but nobody was there. It was vacant.
It was abandoned.
It was basically abandoned. So it was open. We went in, looked at it, and said, wow, this is a mess. And it happened to be a realtor we were working with, said, well, it's off market. And the attorney contacted me, so I brought it to you guys first. Well, contacted her.
I was coming back from paying our son's tuition, and I had my friend's daughter, and we're driving back, and he was like, oh, you have this exclusive. And I was like, well, what is it? And he told me, I said, well, get the papers ready. I'm on my way. We didn't even look at it. And I told my son, don't tell dad. So then the lawyers called and that I kind of got busted.
Yeah. So we bought it. I mean, we got it at a good price, 250,000, and we had to completely gut into the framing and even do structure changes. So we spent over a year renovating that property and getting it up to standard. But till today, we finished that in 2016, and we just had the state inspection come in and kick it out an extra 2 years because it's still in great shape. We keep it up to speed with everything, and
the tenants are amazing. We lucked out. Yeah.
So you're doing a combination of flipping properties to generate chunks of cash, and then you're also kind of doing massive multifamily reno type work, like a multifamily burr, and then you're holding on to those properties for your rental portfolio. Is that the gist of it?
That was a big rental.
Yeah, well, that was a big rental for a small building. It's only 8 units. We have, right now we're acquiring 34 units in Alabama where we're doing the same strategy. It's not a complete gut, but it needs to be, they need to be renovated or way outdated, but the income that'll be generated from it and the product that we provide after when we're done renovating is going to be, just as quality as we do. We're more about quality than quantity.
Yeah.
Most people are just quantity and they don't look at the quality of their product. And like we saw one down the street from us where we were looking at a couple years ago, picking it up. Somebody else did. They covered up everything and the whole porch had to come off because it was rotted. And we're like, see, that's not us. We don't do that. It's all about the quality of the work. And I feel like knocking on the door and going, hey, you should go after that seller. He needs to pay for this because he covered it up.
You can go back on the title company, can go back multiple owners. And if they knew that they purposely covered the damaged, rotten, wires, wood, whatever it is, that you can actually sue them for a certain amount back on that.
And it was dangerous because it was their whole front porch.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, getting back to the multifamily thing, you guys. So tell me a little bit about that, because we were talking a little bit off camera about the fact that you guys, what did you call it? You called it you're doing multifamily burrs with joint venture partners or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like most people buy a 1 to 4 unit,
And we bought those down in South Carolina.
Yeah, we got them in South Carolina.
Sorry, what size properties are you looking at? Like how many units to how many units?
Trying to stick right now because of what's going on under 50.
Yeah, 20 to 50 units. That's what we're looking at now. Okay. So the one we're picking up is 34. And what we're doing is we're joint venture partnering with other people to fund it besides a lender. And they'll stay in as ownership. So what that means is when we're done renovating it and we refi it, they get all their money out with the equity and stay in as cash flow owners. So they get the benefit of being in the property. All the returns are tax reduced or free because they're owner in it, not a syndicated partner where you're going to get these capital gains and you got a 1031. You don't have to 1031 your money this way. And then you're getting cash flow. You're getting monthly mailbox.
It's the best of both worlds, right? So you get the benefits of increasing the value of the property and maybe getting most of your initial cash out fairly soon, and then you get to be owner in perpetuity as long as you guys
15 months. This one's 15 months.
15-month turnaround, which it's no problem.
13, 14. Yeah, no, that was about the same with our that's about 15 months average when you're doing multifamily for cash out refis.
So you guys are based in New Jersey. How are you managing these massive renos from a distance?
Airplanes.
So you are boots on the ground. You're going out there and you're yeah.
But we also have our friend Derek that is in another group that we're with. He's lives right in the area, so he probably going to end up being abducted into watching over the property and stuff. And then there's another friend that's flipping there in that same area.
So you've got some other people that can go in and check in on things in between.
We're always going to check in on the property because it's our responsibility. But if something comes up and we need something in a pinch, we can always reach out to people that we know in the area to say, hey, can you go run over there real quick and take a look at something for me? Because something happened, and I can't get there till like next week because of flights or whatever.
Yeah.
For the most part though, you'll have a property manager on hand doing that, which one of our partners has a property management company. We're gonna utilize that skill set to manage the property.
Yeah.
It'll just be the construction that will handle the renovation part, probably mostly ourselves, and bring his group in to understand how to renovate a property the right way.
But yeah,
So how many of these kind of projects do you guys have at this point? Like how many multifamily properties are in your portfolio right now?
We have
here, Virginia, South Carolina, a couple of them here.
Yeah.
Tennessee, we're going. Oh, Tennessee is and then
Tennessee,
Texas
Alabama.
and Alabama.
Yep.
Nice. Well, that's fantastic, you guys. And you've been this hands-on with each one of those. So Tabatha, have you been raking up the frequent flyer miles going out there?
Pretty much. I got free flights coming.
Nice.
Us and our partner, because he manages some of the properties, like I said, so he does some, we do some. Tag team it. So
Yeah.
Excellent. So you guys, as we're wrapping up our conversation here, what are your plans for the next 12 to 18 months? Where do you see your various real estate enterprises going?
Refi the one from Alabama and close on the 2 in Tennessee.
Yep, that'll be 2 more projects we pick up. Looking to get I'd like to get 1,000 more doors in that time frame. Added to our portfolio.
Oh, and Glassboro, student housing.
Student housing.
We have here in by Rowan College.
Yep, so I want to acquire more student housing properties here and in other states. One of the units we're picking up in Tennessee is geared towards student housing.
Yeah.
So that'll be a bigger.
But that's a bigger reno.
Yeah. Different rental, but bigger income.
Yeah.
Because it's geared towards students, not towards long-term tenants. So
fantastic, you guys. Well, I wish you all the best in these exciting endeavors. And if people want to connect with you, what should they do?
They can send an email to info@dirproperties.com, and that's D as in David, or they can call.
You could call myself, actually, 732-309-8653.
Perfect, you guys. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having us, Dave.
My pleasure. All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you on the next episode.